Leicester 0-1 Manchester City. Silva nets to secure win for champions. If Brendan Rodgers has ambitions to one day succeed Pep Guardiola at Manchester City one day, he may need to be luckier with his substitutions. There is no doubt Rodgers is one of the most talented coaches of his generation, and on Saturday his Leicester side gave the champions another thorough examination, having already beaten them in the Community Shield at Wembley last season. But the points were settled following a change in personnel by the Foxes' boss after an hour when he took off the game's best player at that time Jannik Vestergaard to give Johnny Evans his first action of the season following a foot injury. Within 30 seconds of Evans' arrival, the visitors had conjured up a great chance amidst miscommunication in the Leicester defense. 30 seconds after that, the winner had been scored. Jack Grealish had time on the left-hand side to pick out João Cancelo, and his shot cannoned off Caglar Soyuncu into the path of Bernardo Silva, who gleefully shot home. In mitigation, Vestergaard himself hadn't featured since the opening day because of knee problems. But the Danish international was heroic in his first Premier League start since a summer move from Southampton, making 3 massive blocks any Viking would have been proud of. Leicester, 4-2-3-1. Schmeichel 8, Castaigne 6, Soyuncu 5.5, Vestergaard 8, Evans 61.6, Bertrand 6, 96.5, Tielemans 6.5, Albrighton 7, Maddison 6, Iheanacho 6.5, Barnes 7, Lookman 73.5, Vardy 6 subs not used. Ward, Amartey, Pereira, Dewsbury Hall, Daka, Saumer booked. Soyuncu manager. Brendan Rodgers Manchester City, 4-3-3. Ederson 6, Walker 8, Diaz 7, Laporte 6, Cancelo 7, Gundogan 6.5, Rodri 6, Bernardo 8.5, Jesus 6, Fernandinho 84, Torres 6.5, Sterling 64.6, Grealish 7 subs not used. Stones, Ake, Zinchenko, De Bruyne, Mars, Carson, Foden goals. Silva 62 booked. Rodri, Laporte manager. Pep Guardiola referee. Paul Tierney 6.5 attendance. 32,087 Hindsight is a wonderful thing, but with Leicester defending so well at that stage of the game, surely the centre half could have lasted another 5 minutes. I was delighted with Jannik. He has that great presence in the box and calmness on the ball. The plan was to get him to 60, 65 minutes, and when he started to get fatigued, bring in Johnny, explained Rodgers. Despite only 1 goal being scored, it was a cracking game between 2 of the Premier League's most pleasing teams. Manchester City had lost their previous 4 games away from the Etihad, including the Champions League final, 3 without scoring, so there would have been relief when the excellent Bernardo snaffled his opportunity from close range. In truth, they could have won by more with Kasper Schmeichel making 6 excellent stops against the club where he began his career. But Leicester, kings of the counter-attack, would argue they could have snatched a point. Harvey Barnes hit the crossbar with a header and accidentally collided with Ederson as he raced to connect with Jamie Vardy's cross. Vardy, who has scored more goals against Pep Guardiola than any other player, also had a goal ruled out for a fractional but correct offside. It was an excellent performance, enthused Guardiola about his winners. Leicester is not the easiest fixture after an international break, and you always doubt, but the mentality was brilliant. We played really well, created a lot and conceded few. The last 3 games, all with clean sheets, have been incredibly good. On his match winner, who was rumored to be leaving the club in the summer, Guardiola added, Bernardo's connection with Jack Grealish and João Cancelo was brilliant. We suffered sometimes because Leicester defend deep and use the counter-attack, but I'm always sure Bernardo is going to have a good season with his incredible running and work ethic. We are happy he is still here, and in the future we will see what happens. Guardiola found out on the morning of the game he was able to pick Ederson and Gabriel Jesus after a late climb down by the Brazilian FA. So he picked an unchanged team and saw them begin as brightly as their crisp white shirts. In the opening 5 minutes, the visitors forced 3 corners in 5 minutes, Gabriel Jesus was denied by Schmeichel, and from the rebound Vestergaard managed to twice block from Bernardo. The Leicester counter also threatened to pay dividends. Vardy charged and crossed towards Barnes, who was beaten by a brilliant interception from Kyle Walker and careered into the onrushing Ederson. After treatment, the goalkeeper continued with cotton stuffed into his mouth to stem the blood. The champions bossed the remainder of the first half with Bernardo seizing on a mistake by Youri Tielemans to force Schmeichel into tipping around the post. Grealish, growing in confidence, attempted a Cantona-style chip that dropped just the wrong side of the post. Ferran Torres turned and shot at Schmeichel and was then denied by a last-ditch block by Vestergaard that brought Rodgers to the edge of his technical area to applaud. Schmeichel ended the half as he started it, a stop from Jesus, this time with his knees. Leicester were more positive in the second half. Vardy's turn of pace and cross saw Barnes beat Ederson with his header only for the ball to hit the top of the bar and bounce to safety. When Vardy then latched onto Wilfried Knighty's pass and round the goalkeeper to score, his knee was adjudged to have been offside. Vestergaard was given a standing ovation as he left the field, but had barely sat down before his teammates had conceded. Guardiola immediately sent on Raheem Sterling to try and press home the advantage, with Schmeichel making further saves from Walker and Grealish. But it was Leicester who nearly snatched a late equaliser. Rodgers introduced Kelechi Iheanacho against his former club and debutant Ademola Lookman, signed from Leipzig on deadline day. The pair combined, with Lookman racing clear only for the winger to be confronted with Ederson racing out to meet him. He duly shot the ball into the goalkeeper's chest. "I felt we deserved something from the game," said Rodgers. "We showed resilience not to concede in the first half and then stay in the game despite looking for Jamie too much early on. We were right in there with a world-class side, but they got that little bit of luck with the goal."